What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk to you about Lucid, give you a quick overview of some of the data points, what is moving it today, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Lucid is recovering very well, up 5.14%. Once I go over what shorts are doing, it'll make today seem even more random and odd. But low is 254, high is 268. So it is recovering fairly well from yesterday's sell-off. And in reality, I think you're having a lot of analysts analyzing yesterday's what happened, polar opposites. So you have some people kind of focusing on the fact that Powell stated that, hey, our economy is very strong. And so some people are taking that and running with it, saying that it's strong. But at the same time, you have some individuals focusing on the Fed's cutting from 3 to now 2 rate cuts anticipated for 2025, and the fact that inflation is anticipated to go up to around 2.5, whereas it was previously forecasted to be 2.1. So I guess it's one of those kind of optimistic, pessimistic, if you are glass half full kind of scenarios. So as of right now, big money is buying Lucid, but no actual news associated to Lucid itself, no SEC filings, nothing along those lines. Today, we also did have GDP coming out very positive, 3.1 versus 2.8 the forecast. So that's what gave a lot of stocks a nice boost higher. But I think in general, you're having a little bit lower volume today because people are somewhat worried about tomorrow, PCE and whatever else. So 71.7 million for volume, 86.5 is the average. So a little bit lower than the norm. But like I said, what shorts are doing today makes today very random because shorts are trying to suppress Lucid. So currently they are increasing 8.4 million shares. Yes, you are seeing that right. 8.4 million shares, and Lucid is still green. So it goes to show, as I've brought up, how powerful algorithmic trading is. So Lucid is trading above this super trend right now, so it does have algorithms on its side. So I'm going to go over technicals and whatever else near the end of the video, but 22.87% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 272.49 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 1.08%. The cost to borrow minimum is negative, meaning a broker out there once again paying people to short Lucid. So kind of messed up. It's nothing crazy because this is an annual rate. So negative 0.2 isn't all that much, but still I think it's kind of the purpose behind it. And in general though, like let's say tomorrow plays out positive, so PCE comes in better than anticipated, it's not hot, then the market will very much rally based on that. So I think shorts are putting themselves in a very difficult scenario where they could get pinched. Not here to say that you're going to see a mother of all short squeeze kind of scenario, but I think you could see shorts return tomorrow if the data is positive, really helping Lucid get that secondary push higher to kind of key resistance levels. But the only thing that has really come out that I wanted to bring up was posted by Lucid Air. Even on Lucid social media, not really much happening all that much, so no fireside chats. But this is the Saudi Ministry of Interior celebrates the Arab Police Day. So another showcasing of Lucid. So I think that's pretty good stuff. And camels, honestly, it'd be really awesome to ride a camel. I've never done that before. So if anyone has actually done that, give yourself a shout out. It seems like it'd be fun. But aside from that, looking at the options, 723,000 in calls, 634,000 in puts. So rather kind of low dollar value. There was a big one between 10.55 and 11, 333,000. So that generally was bearish, but 37% of all the options being done today are optimistic in nature. Of the call options that are being purchased, you still see a consensus for it to be above 3. Around 350, that optimism has somewhat gone down, but again, I think the consensus is that it is going to be around that $3 range for at least the foreseeable future. And then the bears are anticipating for it to be sub 250, at least in the short term, and then potentially for it to trend down sub $2 by March. And then by August, this one's kind of random. So August 21st, 2026, there was 7,000 purchased at that $1.50 strike price. So kind of polar opposites, but as of right now, these are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. So clearly this right here does not justify the overall volume. As I have said, this is why you need algorithmic trading really working on your side. So Definitely something to keep in mind, and I will be planning to do a video where I go over just basic call options, like just general options. So calls, puts, what to do in what scenario, how to interpret them, and whatever. So I'll try to do it for possibly Saturday, or maybe actually tomorrow during the day, so that way you can actually see some live action and so forth. So stay tuned for that. So I know a lot of people, and I do bring up options quite a lot because I feel like a lot of people just get very scared by a lot of this information. They don't know what it means. And even just if I show you, like, for instance, this, a lot of people just see like, what the hell is all of this? And it's, yeah, it is overwhelming, but I think I'll try to simplify it as best as possible, so kind of stay tuned for that. But right now with that 265, it is trading between this R1 and the pivot. So 252 is going to be that strong support. It bounced off of that, and then 270 is going to be that next strong resistance, and it kind of bounced off of that. So Lucid in reality is just more trading within this range, but it's more oriented towards this R1, so it does show that it wants to move higher. But in my opinion, it's all going to come down onto the data. So tomorrow's PCE is going to be very, very important. But on the actual chart itself, let's kind of take a look at this. So right now it is still above the ALMA, above the 50-day moving average. So I think that's definitely a very must stay above point. But as well, staying above that super trend right here, that is going to have the algorithms on obviously Lucid's side, really adding a lot of buying pressure, propelling it higher. So I think, again, if PCE does come in better than anticipated, you'll easily be able to see kind of the high twos. So that 100 and 200-day moving average right here could potentially be touched. Flip side, if it is bad, then you might see a little bit more of a pullback, possibly even worst case scenario, touching that 50-day moving average once again. So it's going to be a lot of volatility, but I think Lucid is making a lot of good progress, and hopefully with Q4 earnings concluding in a couple of weeks, we'll be able to see a lot more improvement coming from just deliveries and everything else that investors care about. So let me know your thoughts. And then also on a side note, while I'm actually on here, no new analyst ratings and everything. So last one came out 6 days ago, very bullish, 350 price target. 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧, who has a 41% success rating. On a side note, if you want all this information to be completely free, take a look at a link in the description below to IBKR. I really, like, honestly, it's amazing information. You can kind of see what analysts are forecasting and everything else. So definitely take advantage of that. Again, free is always good. And one final thing aside from everything, I did launch a Patreon where I'm giving buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolute bangers. So pop over there and take a look. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.